things South Korea does better than anywhere else. CNN. For such a small country, it ranks 109 in the world for total areas, right behind Iceland. South Korea sure is in the news a lot. Occasionally, that news is scream something to do with a troublesome cousin across the border. Sometimes it's pure mainstream pop, a bunch of cute singers taking down Lady Gaga on the world stage. Sometimes it's just plain astonishing. No one throw out the first pitch at a baseball game with a smash panics such South Koreans. From the weird to the wonderful to skiffy stuff from the Samsung Galaxy far away, here are things South Korea pulls off more spectacularly than anywhere else. More 40 most beautiful places in South Korea. First, weird culture. Want to see what the future looks like? Book a ticket and to the country with a worldwide high 82.7% internet penetration and where 78.5% of the entire population is on smartphones. Among 18 to 24 years old, smartphone penetration is 97.7%. While they are trading away on emotion-converted messenger apps such as Neverline or KakaoTalk, South Koreans also use their smartphone to pay as shop, watch TV, not YouTube, but real-time channels on the subway and scan QR codes at the world's first virtual supermarket. Hyundai plans on rolling out a car that starts with your smartphone in 2015. Samsung is in the meantime has been designing a curved phone. Crazy displays of technology already in place but not yet distributed can be seen by appointment at Korea's largest telecom company, SK Telecom's Future Technology Museum, Tichun Gon Ujuro 2 Gar 11 store 82 plus 2 610000601. More 50 reasons why Seoul is the world's greatest city. Second, wiping out the plastic. South Korea became the world's top user of credit card 2 years ago, according to data from Bank of Korea, while Americans made 77.9 credit card transactions per person in 2011, and Canadians made 89.6. South Koreans made 129.7. It's technically illegal for any merchant in the country to refuse credit cards, no matter how long the price, and all cabs have credit card machines. All that flying plastic makes Seoul one of our top shopping cities in the world. More 10 things Italy does better than anywhere else. Third, workaholic. South Koreans are so used to study. The country has the highest education level in Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development (OECD) countries, with 98% of the population completing secondary education and 63% with a college education. They can get out of the heavy once they reach the workforce. According to this quirky made from the Doghouse Diaries, Brazil set the standard for FIFA World Cup titles, and North Korea leads in censorship, but North South Korea takes the crown for workaholic. You can see it in any Korean city where lights in buildings blast into the late hours as workers slave away. According to 2012 data from South Korea Ministry of Strategy and Finance, South Koreans work 44.6 hours per week, compared with the OECD average of 32.8. More, 10 things the US does better than anywhere else. Fourth, business booming. When they're not working, Koreans are celebrating their latest deal or drowning their sour in soju. While many leading companies are trying to curb the working drinking culture, there are still plenty of bosses who drag their teams out for way too many rounds of soju, beer, whiskey bombs. More business travel guides to surviving a Korean drinking session. Those who opt out are considered lewd or helplessly boring. Yes, Japan and few other countries can stake reasonable claims to this title, but South Korea has set to back up the barroom break. General Soju was the worst best-selling liquor last year, for the 11th year in a row, with its home country accounting for most of the sales. The South Korea distillerized liquor manufacturer outsourced Smirnoff vodka, which came in second by 37.48 million cases. More, 50 beautiful places to visit in South Korea. Innovative cosmetics. When it comes to makeup and cosmetics, South Koreans can stop experimenting with ingredients or method of application. The nail creams, moisturizing made for snail guts are so 2011. Now it's all about Korean ingredients such as Innisfreeze, Jeju Island volcanic clay mask, and fermented soybean moisture. At VDL, Korea's latest trendy cosmetic line, products change monthly. Right now, they are pushing hair shakers, no ties for hair, and nail polish with real flowers in it. Just as Korean men are less wary of going under the plastic surgery knife thin point than their foreign counterparts, they also snap our skincare products and yes, even makeup namely foundation in the form of BB cream. South Korea is by far the largest market for men's cosmetics, with Korean men buying a quarter of the world's men's cosmetics, around $900 million a year, according to the Euromonitor. More, complete Korean cosmetic shopping guide. 6. Female golfers. The Economic posed $1 million question earlier this year. Why are Korean women so good at golf? The rankings are staggering. Of the top 1,100 female golfers in the world, 38 are Korean. One of the top 10, 4 are Korean. Inbi Park 25 is the top-ranked player in women's golf and was the youngest player to win the U.S. Women's Open. In January, Linda Ko 14 set a record for the youngest woman to ever win a professional golf tournament. Chalk is up to crazy Korean competitiveness or to the Tiger Mom Dad theory. Golfer Siri Peck's father is infamous for making her sleep alone in the cemetery every night to steal her nurse, but the phenomenon certainly begs study. Widely thought to be a response to Korean domination of sport. The US-based LPGA passed a requirement in 2008 mandating that its members must learn to speak English or face suspension. 7. StarCraft. One country harvest nerds are among another hardest earning celebrities. StarCraft is actually a legitimate career in South Korea, with pro gamers raking in hundreds of thousands of dollars in earnings in addition to eardrum endorsement. Since the game launched in 1998, nearly half of the games have been sold in South Korea, where boys, girls, men, and women drop by for a night of gaming in giant video game parlors. There are cable channels devoted solely to games, and the culture has led to approximately 14% of Koreans between ages 9 and 12 suffering from internet addiction, according to the National Information Agency. To try crackdown, the government passed a ban, stopped the shutdown law or Cinderella law 2 years ago, prohibiting anyone 16 and younger from games websites. The ban has been widely ignored. More, how to be silk local, 10 tips on faking it. 8. Flight attendants. Flight attendants from airlines around the world come to Korean Airlines Training Center to learn proper airborne charm. Ask anyone who ever flown a Korean airline and dare them to say the service isn't the best they have ever had. It's not just the sweet smile that greet every little request, but the almost comical looks of suicidal despair when they somehow ran out of BB bomb in the row before yours. More, 10 things India does better than anywhere else. 9. Blind dates. When is your next getting blind date? That's one of the most frequently asked questions of any Korean single. The standard answer is the epic horror story that was the last blind date, often involving a crippling octopus complex or intolerable or cyclone, followed immediately by a creepy, why do you know someone you can set me up with? Due to the high volume of blind dates when Koreans make up their minds, they move quickly. According to data compiled by South Korea's largest matchmaking company, Joe, the average length of time of a relationship from the blind first date to marriage is approximately 10.2 months for working people, with an average of 62 dates per couple. In a survey conducted by the working singles interested in marriage, say they typically go on 2 blind dates a week. They should know one of top 4 matchmaking companies in Korea. There are 2,500 companies in the country. Doe has a 63.2% market share. More, the real game man style beauty belt ready tone 24-hour culture. 10. Plastic surgery. Whether it's a lantern jaw, the wild forehead, or a long tip, there's no feature doctor can beautify in the Asian capital for cosmetic surgery. Russians, Chinese, Mongolians, and Japanese flock to South Korea on plastic surgery medical tools, not only for the skill of the surgeons but for the good deals. An average not excellent facelift in the United States will set you back about $10,000. Seoul National University Hospital plastic surgeon knows Talk to CN, but in Korea you can get the same service for $2,000 or $3,000.